Kia ora, good morning. Right, I think I've done the RomCom. I think I've figured it out. I was thinking about it all night last night, and then I woke up briefly early this morning. There was a massive power cut to most of the neighbourhood, so I had to ring and get that sorted out. Then I went back to sleep, but I've been sitting on it for hours and hours and hours, and I was going to record it last night, but I thought I'll just double check and make sure if it sits right in my head. And if it sits right in my head, then I'll know I can press record. So this RomCom, right, she's going to find out through a friend of hers in the town that she lives in who has a racehorse who's going to be racing at the Royal Ascot or something. She's going to find out that they're planning to do something to the prince, the king, whoever. She finds out and she kind of makes a plan with the horse because she's an earth elemental and she can do that. So then she gets to the races because I had a look to see if there were any royal events where there'd be crowds of people with phones and big TVs and, the media and all that attention where they drink alcohol or have anything to drink. And the only thing I could find was the Royal Ascot, but I thought that's perfect because now we get to use horses and I love horses. So they're at the races and she's watching to make sure that he doesn't have this drink, and she kind of has this plan with the horse that, or has a plan with the horse to tell the horses that the second she does this thing with her hands, they've got to break away from the race or do something to distract the king, so that he looks up at the big TV. And then that's when the image of his mother will come across and she'll say this one word, and whatever this one word is, he's going to immediately know, don't touch the food or drink. It's going to be in some part of his training that this code word that is said means don't put down the drink, put down the food, don't touch it. And that's what happens. They slip belladonna or they slip something into his drink. Maybe they want to make him lose his memory, or maybe they want to make him mind control so that they've got control over his mind, or it's a truth thing. I don't know. I haven't decided yet, but they slip it into his drink. The bad guy's going to be a German. So it'll be like the German Chancellor or someone comes to visit and slips, or the German whoever comes to visit the king and slips it in, like a Nazi kind of thing. And just as he goes to drink it, this thing happens. He looks towards the screen. She says the code word and he puts it down, and he knows not only, he can't trust anyone sort of thing. So then it's all on the news. It's all caught of this woman doing the thing with the hands, the horse is playing up, the thing on the screen. And, thus begins the conspiracy. So then, we have to write it all in. I don't know what he's going to try and slip into his drink. He's going to be caught. It will be caught on camera. It's all going to be caught on camera. Everything will have been caught. The Chancellor or the German guy gets arrested, and it's like, who was this woman that did this thing that saved the king? And then because this investigative reporter starts digging, and there'll be something to do with her coat, and he'll track it to this remote part of Ireland or Scotland or Wales or wherever, and so he goes to stake it out there and pretends to move and watches her and weasels his way into her life, and and then he exposes her, but there's a delay in the exposure because of storm, public holiday, phone going down, take your pick, internet, bad internet service because of where she is, all of the above. By which time, he finds out that they're exactly the same, they're in love. and what the hell have I done, but it's too late to stop it. But luckily he's used a pseudonym, and he forgets he's used a pseudonym. Wait a minute, that's not my real name. That kind of thing. Hang on a minute. What am I worried about? That's not even my real name. I know how to fix this. So he writes in under a fake thing and says, yeah, it was me. It was him. He's a fraud. He's a this, he's a that. And it's like, oh, well, yeah, you got me. But then he gets to shed that layer and just be his real self, and go off with her after he presents the fourth gift, or the other gift. Because technically it's 2 necklaces, 2 earrings. It would be 2 necklaces, 2 earrings, 2 rings. Yeah. Oh, that's what 2 sets of earrings, two necklaces, and 2 rings. Oh, I didn't realise that. So it's like, yeah, the set of heirlooms that then gets handed to the daughter or granddaughter, the first daughter or the first granddaughter. So yeah, so that's going to be, and I'm definitely going to change the name. There's ones that are milling around my head, like the magic charm. Thinking of practical magic, the magic charm, or the Irish charm, something like that, or the Welsh charm, the Scottish charm, or the Scotch charm. I don't know, or something like the bequeathal. There is a Korean show called The Bequeathed, but he's left ancestral burial land. So, but the bequeathal is like leaving things, like gathering precious things to leave the daughter, so that she can inherit the magic too. It's magic that's handed down from the women. The special kind of magic is the magic that's handed down to the women, and these are kind of like the magpies, who signify mysticism and nest building, treasure, like unexpected treasure, like unexpected windfall, that sort of thing. There'll be a legend tells of like how the magpies gather trinkets before the birth of the fairy child, or the fairy girl, or the girl with the gift of the fairies, or something like that. So now I've done all of that, I need to look into Welsh, Celt, or Pict mythology, and see if I can find something that's very similar, that can be inspirational, so that I can make something from scratch, where it's to do with gathering things to give to the daughter, that's handed down from mother to daughter. So the firstborn daughter, I'm not the firstborn daughter, I'm the lastborn daughter. I'm the 5th daughter. I'm the 7th child. And it's said that the 7th child is the one who carries the mark, but I won't make this the 7th child, because I only own 4 pieces of jewellery, but of heretical jewellery. Hierarchical jewellery, heirloom jewellery. Yeah, so okay, so now I get to make up a whole myth about the gatherings of the whatevers, and the mothers handing them down from generation to generation. Like each mother puts something together, so by the time the 10th great granddaughter's born, she'll have like a box of treasure, making up oh, that's what it could be, making up a treasure box. and it has something to do with dragon bloodlines or dragon mythology or magpie mythology. I'm trying to think of all the animal totems that are based around gathering things to leave for the child, gathering preciouses and that to leave for the child. Um, Now I'm just thinking, we could call it the treasure chest or the treasure box or the jewelry box, something like that. And it's supposed to be each female bloodline adds you add a different piece of jewelry to the so my daughter, so the daughter would give her granddaughter all the stuff that the woman in the movie's giving her, as well as the mother's her mother's ring, the one that the man in the movie's going to present to her. The granddaughter would get it, and then the daughter would add her own piece of jewelry to the collection to give to her daughter, and so on and so forth. Now the thing is, in my culture, I don't know if they do it anywhere else, and I've discussed this before. We have, all the girls in our family have glory boxes, and from the age of about 12, 13, all the women in your family, your sisters, your aunties, your cousins, your mums, your nanas, all of that, they buy you things for your home to prepare you for marriage, and you put them in your glory box. You all have like a box filled with household items and that, like kitchen items and household items and that, to prepare you so that when you get married, you'll at least have like stuff there to, cook a meal and that. And it's everything that I got given is all the stuff that I got shipped over from New Zealand that my ex-husband is currently holding hostage down in his basement, is all the stuff from my glory box, all the things that I want to be able to leave my daughter. And he's got them there. So when this is over, I need to be able to go and get all my stuff and take his stuff out and take the stuff that I want to, the stuff that was left for me that were gifts from my mums and aunties and cousins, and a lot of them aren't even alive anymore. So, yeah, they're my preciouses. So this can be a story about how the women gather the trinkets to hand down through the, she'll come up with some story about how it started in the war, during the war, where these earrings and necklace was all she had or something, and and then she decided that if anything happens to me, my daughter will be able to buy her way out of a curse or black magic or something like that. It buys, and then if you don't need it, you gather it to give to the daughter who inherits the magic. It'll be something like that, and then it's gathered. And then the thing is to, if you can make a jewelry, if you can build a treasure box out of the pieces handed down by the woman and by the magic fairy bloodline, it said one day you'll inherit the fairy kingdom, which is like having access to the planet. Remember I was talking before, planting the seeds, planting the trees. The more you gather that pleases the fairy gods or something, the more fertile your soil. And his soil is very fertile, and she's only got 4 pieces, so those few pieces, so by the time he adds the ring in that, like her country that she's living in flourishes and it's abundant, and yeah, it'll be something to do with every time she adds a piece of jewelry, or every time a piece of jewelry is added, or when it's a particular kind of jewelry, because you have to be able to explain why she's got these magic powers and can talk to animals. So we'll say it comes from her fairy bloodline or something, because I need to make it like practical magic. So I'm thinking I could call it like the treasure chest or the treasure box or the fairy magic. Fairy, the, the earth element, the elemental. The name will change. Prepare for a name change, but I will think of the name. So, yeah, it's said the longer you're able to keep your pieces, the more you please the fairies, the stronger your powers become or something. So I'm going to need to make up a mythology, but I know that when she's telling them, they're like walking through a forest by a creek or by a river, and they're sitting there, and I know the perfect spot as well because my ex used to take me there down to, is it Stanley Mills, I think it's called. Is it called Stanley Mills? Something or other rocks. There's like these rocks and him and the boys used to like jump across the rocks and go across the river, but I liked to take the stony path. But there's another way you can go down the back and you come past the horse paddocks, and there's this absolutely stunning, breathtaking bit there where it's these massive um, rocks that are sitting right out over the water, and like the trees are like dripping down over the water, and it's just this beautiful crisp clear river water, and it's just absolutely stunning. And I just sat on the rocks, and I honestly, it was like I'd melted into the earth. It was unbelievable. um she's going to take him to a place like that. They're going to sit down, and like he's bought a flask and they're drinking, or she's bought a flask and they're drinking, and she's telling him this story because like she'll be looking for rocks or something, and he'll say, what are you looking for? And she'll say, the perfect rock. And he'll be like, what's the perfect rock? And then she'll say, it's said that, and she'll say, I've been looking for this rock ever since I was little, and it said that it's hiding under the rock that's shaped like the moon, or it's hiding under the man in the moon, or something like that, and this rock looks like the moon. So it'll be something like that, and it'll be the sort of thing that, like he'll see little girls just every now and then, like looking under rocks or looking under things, and it's because of this Celtic or Pictish or Welsh myth. So then the other thing I'm thinking is he's going to get news after he has a falling out with, once he knows what he's done and she knows what he's done, and she's like kicked him out of her life and all that sort of thing. He gets the phone call to say mum's dead or dad's dead or granddad's dead, or probably mum or grandma. So then he'll fly to whatever country where his mother is and his sister, and they're going through all the stuff. Like they have a funeral, they go through all the stuff, they're going through the boxes, and there's like letters and little gift bag things left for the children, and in his letter will be a couple of things from his dad and his granddad, like war medals or whatever, and some personal photos and things like that, and then there'll be this ring, and it'll be in a something under a rock that looks like a moon or something, and she'll say, I'm sorry I never had the opportunity to give this to you while I was still alive, but you never met anyone that I thought was worthy of this. Hopefully one day now you'll find her, but when you give her this, think of me. It'll be something like that. And then he'll open it up, and it'll be like a moon-shaped ring, or it'll be like a moonstone, or it'll be, like I said, the diamond, but there'll be something to do with like a moon-shaped rock or a moon or something moon related, and he's going to know immediately. Like he'll hear what she's saying, that sort of thing. There might be some sort of fairy prayer or something that she recites, and it'll be all eerie. Um, it'll turn out that it's some past life thing. He's going to drink some special tea and he's going to find out about his past life, and that the reason why this is happening is because in a past life he got her executed at the Pendle witch trials, or the Scottish, Welsh, or Irish equivalent of the hanging of the witches. Pendle Hill, Salem, take your pick. It could be Salem, wherever they hung witches. I know in the UK it was like Lancashire, London, Edinburgh, York. I don't know if they did it in Wales. I'm pretty sure they hung people for witchcraft in Ireland. I'll have to have a look in Wales. I've not heard any fables in that, but that doesn't mean they don't exist. They just haven't popped up yet, because I'm autodidact, so I learn as I go. The knowledge is brought to me, and then I seek the rest. I don't just know these things, I have to learn it as I go. Apparently it's God's way of proving he is real, because I stumble upon these things completely by accident at the perfect timing, at divine timing, and then it all unravels into like, ooh, that's God, because he has to get all the attention. He deserves it though. So now I've got to make up a fable or a myth. I'll get my animal totem brain on and skim through all of them, and then try and match it with a Celtic, Welsh, or Pictish myth and try and weave it into something. But that's how it's going to be as it stands, and then now we get to bring horses into it. Yay!